Yeah, so if you notice, the front looks like just like yesterday's front, okay? The back is different because now what's happening is they're giving you the equation in factored form. So let's look at the new stuff first, and then we'll do one of the ones from yesterday afterwards, okay? So factored form, okay? It's when it gives it to you already factored. So the X box, the slip and slide, it's already been done for you, okay? You don't have to do that part. Your A value out front is still going to tell you if it's positive or negative, okay? Whatever's in front. And if nothing's actually written there, then what is it? It's a 1, okay? If all you have are 2 parentheses, there's a 1 out in front. So the A out front, if it's a positive, it's going to open up. If we have a negative A out in front, our problem is going to open down, okay? That number on the outside also tells me if we're going to have a vertical stretch or a vertical shrink, okay? If our number is bigger than 1, it's going to stretch it really tall. If our number is in between, bigger than 1, it's going to stretch up tall. If it's in between 0 and 1, it's going to kind of compress it, make it like short and fat, okay? Short and wide. So here we have it's been given to us in factored form. We talked about this yesterday, right? We had to factor it, and then we pulled our factors out, their signs changed, right? Because to get X by itself, you had to either add or subtract that number onto the other side. So we still have to do that piece for my X-intercepts. We still have to take it out and get X by itself, okay? We have to find the vertex, and this time we do it by finding the average, okay? Because if my vertex is the very center, right? So if I know my X-intercepts, I know that the vertex has to be directly in the middle of them. So we're going to be able to use P plus Q divided by 2, meaning you add your 2 X-intercepts together and divide them by 2. That's when you find the halfway point, okay? That's how you get the X value. And then just like yesterday, you plug the X back in to get your Y out. All right, ready to do some? Yes. Let's do some. Here we go. Here we go. I have X plus 2 and X plus 6. What's your domain? Good. It's still infinite. This does not change. It's still infinite. Okay. All right. Does this open up or does it open down? What number is in front of all of this? Positive. Technically, there's a positive 1 right here, so it's going to open up. Okay. If I know it opens up, we know our end behavior. The left side and the right side are both going where? How do I put up as a symbol? Positive infinity. Positive infinity. Yep, up forever. Good. So that's as much as I can get. That's kind of the same from yesterday. Okay. Now, the new thing I can get today are my X-intercepts because it's already in factored form. I have X plus 2 and X plus 6. If I want X by itself, what do I have to do? Subtract the 2 over. So I have an X-intercept of negative 2. Over here, I'm going to subtract the 6 over. I have an X-intercept of negative 6. So negative 2 and negative 6 are my intercepts. We good? Are we good? Yes? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and plot those points. So negative 2 and negative 6, I'm going to go down here. So I know negative 2 and negative 6. These are my X-intercepts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So the vertex has to be in between them. The vertex has to be directly in the middle. Okay. So let's add negative 2 and negative 6 together and cut it in half. Okay. I'm going to do it over here. So negative 2 plus negative 6 is what? Negative 8. Negative 8 cut in half is negative 4. Makes sense, right? Isn't that directly in the middle? Visually, that's right in the middle of them. Good. So I know it's there somewhere. How do I get the y part? Yeah, just like yesterday, we're going to plug in our 4. Okay, technically it's a negative 4. I'm going to go back to the top. Is that okay? I'm going to go back up here. So I'm going to plug in negative 4 into my factors. So y is going to equal negative 4 plus 2 times negative 4 plus 6. What is negative 4 plus 2? Negative 2. What's negative 4 plus 6? Positive 2. What's negative 2 times 2? Negative 4. Yep. So we have a vertex of negative 4, negative 4. We'll come back down here. So we plugged it in, and we also got negative 4. 1, 2, 3. There's my vertex. All right, one key point that we're missing right now from yesterday is our y-intercept. Okay, yesterday that was my c value on the end. It was really easy to find just looking at the equation. Hello. Okay. Here, if it's given to me in factored form, it's already been factored. I could FOIL it back together, but I don't have to do the whole foiling. If all I want is the last number, what are the only 2 pieces you have to multiply together? The last 2 numbers. It's going to end up being on both, but you can put it on there first, or you can come back later and do it all. Okay. What is 2 times 6? 12. So go ahead and plot it at 0, 12. So your y-intercept technically comes from multiplying your a value times your p times your q. Okay, you're multiplying all these together. You did 1 times 2 times 6. Okay, so we still get 12. Okay, that's where our y-intercept came from. Okay. So 0, 12. This is our y-intercept. I know it goes off our grid a little bit. This goes to 10, right? 11, 12. Pretend it's right here. All right, so this is our parabola to the best of our ability. We can answer my other questions now. You want to do range?
Yeah.
All right. Do my vertex is on the bottom, right? How low do my y's go? Okay, it goes as low as negative 4. Are all of the other y's above or below that? Above it. So all of my y's, whoop, where are we? There we go. All of my y's are greater than or equal to the vertex where my y is negative 4. Okay. All right, now we're going to do increase and decrease. Okay, we're still walking across. We're still walking across, and we're still going to use the x value for my vertex. Okay, as I walk across, I'm going to kind of do a little sketch down here. We always start at negative infinity, and we end at positive infinity, right? If we walk across my x's. This turning point, we know has an x value of negative 4. That's all you need to know. Okay. So my first half, from negative infinity to negative 4 in the middle. If I'm walking across, am I falling down or am I climbing up a hill? You're falling down, right? So that's my interval of decrease between negative infinity and negative 4. And then after I hit negative 4, we start climbing up our hill, right? So that's my interval of increase from negative 4 to infinity. We use our x's because we're walking across the graph. Okay? And it wants to know, as I'm walking, am I going down, meaning are your y values getting smaller, or am I going up, are my y values getting bigger? All right. Yeah? Do another one? Nope.
That was like the one thing that helped.
Not that I know of. I mean, you can try to go look it up, maybe. Search graphing quadratics from factor form. See what happens. All right, so let's do 6 together, and then you're going to try 7 and 8. Okay? So, domain, what is it? All real numbers. So we're going from negative to positive infinity. All right. Are we opening up or are we opening down? See this right here? That's a -1. We're opening down. So my end behavior, my left side and my right side are both going. And how do I put down as a symbol? Negative infinity. All right. Where are the x-intercepts going to be? Is it, so what kind of a 2 and what kind of an 8? There you go, +2 and -8. Hopefully you see that pattern. When you take out your parentheses, your signs change every time. So my x-intercept is a +2 and then a -8. Let's go ahead and plot that. Okay, +2, -8, where are we at? Here we go. One, 2, and then 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, to get my vertex, we need to know what's happening right in the middle, right? So let's do 2 plus -8 and cut it in half. What is 2 plus -8? -6. And -6 over 2? -6 over 2? -3. So that's the x. Let's make sure it makes sense. 1, 2, 3. Does this visually look like it's cutting it in half? Yeah. Okay. That's why I like to plot things as I get it to make sure it makes sense. That needs to be, if I had gotten +3, that would be off. That wouldn't be in between my x-intercepts. Okay. If I've gotten any other number, visually you could look at it and be like, no, that's not right. Like when y'all said 10 divided by 2 is 5. Well, if I went to go plot that line, I'd be like, well, that's wrong. Even -5, oh, that's a little off. Okay, so plot it when you get it to make sure it makes sense. Okay, how do I know where to put the vertex on this line? We got to plug it back in. So I'm going to scroll up here. So we know -3 is the first part. Let's plug it in. Y equals -3 minus 2 times -3 plus 8. Negative is out front. If you want to make it a -1 to make it more obvious, you can. That's not changing the problem. What is -3 minus 2? Almost. I took $3. I took 2 more. -5. -3 plus 8. I took $3. I gave you back $8. So now you got $5. Yeah. All right. Let's multiply. -1 times -5. +5, and then +5 times 5. 25. Oh, we're going off the grid again. Our vertex is -3 and 25. Okay, so that's like way up here. Does it make sense for the vertex to be above my x-intercepts? We said it opened down, right? So this makes sense. For my parabola to open down, my vertex does have to be up top. Right? How do we find the y-intercept? This is the vertex. We go back up here. We're going to multiply -1 times -2 times 8. Those 3 pieces give me my C value. If I were to multiply and distribute the whole thing back together, that would give me the very last number. And that's what I care about. So what does that give me? Almost. +16. Okay. And again, I'm glad you said that, because if we If we said negative 16, does that make sense? Because negative 16 would be all the way down here. That wouldn't make sense, right? Positive 16, though, which I'm going, that goes to 10. We're going to say it's about right here. That makes more sense. That looks like it's on the path on the way down. So 0, 16, this is our y. So we're doing our best sketch here. Going that way and going this way. Talk to your neighbor about your range. Did you talk to your neighbor about your range? Are all of the y's under or above something? They're all under my vertex. All of my y's are under my vertex. And what is the y value of my vertex? 25. So the vertex is the very, very top, right? So all of my y's are under 25. All of my y's are less than or equal to 25. They're all under it. Okay, last little bit, increasing and decreasing. I haven't done green yet. There we go. So, because your paper's right next to you, I don't want to keep scrolling back and forth, so I'm going to do a little sketch down here. We have a parabola. It's opening upside down. I care about my vertex, right, for increasing and decreasing. Do I care about the x or the y of the vertex? We care about the x, right? We start from negative infinity. We change direction at negative 3, and then we continue to walk over to positive infinity, right? We're walking across the x's. This first half, between negative infinity and negative 3, are we increasing or are we decreasing in my y values? We are increasing my y values. I am climbing up. So negative infinity to negative 3. Okay. As we continue to walk over from the x value of negative 3 to the x value of infinity, I keep walking over, my y values are doing what? They are decreasing. Is that kind of making more sense? The intervals of increase and decrease? Okay. All right. So you're going to do 7 and 8. Let's do one of these guys on the front. I'll let you pick which one. And then how about you just do one more? Because we're going to do this every day. Okay? So let's do one of these up front. Do you want to do the 2 going up? Like I do one going up, you do one going up? Or do you want to do going down?
I would like going down.
Down just because you said up. I think we should do 3.
So like I do 3 and then y'all do 4? Does that sound good? And then so tomorrow's assignment, because it's going to be like this again, how about I do an up and you do an up tomorrow? Sound fair? Okay, I will do 3. You just do 4. So you'll just do 4, 7, and 8. Deal? You're only going to have 3 problems to do. You're only going to do 4, 7, and 8. Okay? There we go. So I'm doing 3. You're going to do 4. Hopefully if we like focus on just one today and the different one tomorrow, it helps you out. Okay, so looking at number 3, what's your domain? Yes, negative, positive, infinity, always and forever. Okay, what part do you want to pick out first? Range, okay. What do I need to know for my range? I need to figure out either the highest or the lowest y. Okay, here's my turning point. Is that the highest or lowest? That's the highest. And where is this y going to be? At 0, yeah. So all of my y's, if that's the highest it can get, all the other y's have to be less than. We got to be under it, yeah. I'm trying to like think, I'm trying to speak my thinking to y'all so you can kind of see where I'm getting this stuff from. All right, what do you want to do next? The vertex, okay. So we know the y value, right? What's that x value for my vertex?
-4.
-4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, your eyes are better than mine. Ooh, what other piece of information does that help me with?
Your axis of symmetry.
Axis of symmetry. So that means that's going to be x equals -4. Those go together. Good.
Can it help you with the
Mm-hmm. Yep. Do you want to do the increasing and decreasing next? Okay. So increasing and decreasing, we go from negative infinity to positive infinity. And where are we turning in the middle? We just said that was -4. Does that make sense? So between negative infinity and -4, are my y's getting bigger or smaller? As I move over, they're getting bigger. So that's an increasing interval from negative infinity to -4. And then from -4, as I walk over, now my y's are getting smaller. So -4 to infinity. All right, good. What else you want to pick out? End behavior? Okay. We have the left side, we have the right side, and they're both going where? Down. How do I put down as a symbol? Negative infinity. All right. All we have left are my intercepts. You want to do the x's or the y's first? The x's? Okay. Where is this parabola touching the x-axis? Yeah, it's the vertex. So this is a special case. The vertex is the only x-intercept we have because it's sitting on the x-axis. When you do number 4, you have 2 different spots, right? We see that?
Yeah.
But number 3 is special. The vertex is the only x-intercept. All right, last piece, my y-intercept. I see it happening right here. Where is that?
-4.
Okay, how do I write that?
0.
There you go, 0 and then -4. Good. Okay. So this is what I wanted to happen. You still got 10 minutes. You can get these 3 problems done. Okay? You're only going to do 4, 7, and 8. Those are the only 3 you're going to do. Okay? 4, 7, and 8. So work on it so that way you can get it done in class. If you want to do more to get more practice, go for it. But I'm only going to grade from you 4, 7, 8. All right?